Thank you, everyone, for joining Dan-A-Plooza as we continue to enjoy this wonderful summer. I'd like to welcome my guest right now, actress Sonia Thompson.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
For those watching and future watching, you may recognize Sonia from being in the film Zombieland and also being in AMC The Walking Dead Season 1 and 2. She's also been in other films such as Prosper and The Old Machine and Ebony Knight. So if you haven't checked out those films, please check them out now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we also want to take a look at that wonderful shower curtain behind, which also features Sonia from The Walking Dead. You can see her glorified zombie look, along with Larry Mayland, who is also a zombie in The Walking Dead. So kudos to that wonderful backdrop.
Oh, thank you, and also say some prayers for Larry. Larry right now, he's had a heart attack, so he's in the hospital right now. So I just want to throw that out there. So praying is good right now for him. Thank you.
We will definitely do that, and anything we can help, just let us know, and we'll do that in the Dan-A-Plooza Facebook page. So everyone continue to follow that. And for those new people watching, follow us on Facebook and the YouTube channel, Dan the Man Vids. Let's get into some questions. What was it like when you first started seeing like signage and posters of when you were in The Walking Dead as a zombie character? When you started seeing them out in public, what was your initial reaction?
Well, it's always surreal.
Oh yeah.
The very first time that they used this image behind me was in comic book issue number 75 of The Walking Dead. And they had the main cast, and they had 4 zombies. So it was myself, Larry Mainland, Melissa Cohen, and Alyssa Gruen. And so we were like the chosen ones or something. I don't know. But anyway, one of my friends called and says, "Hey, son, you're in this comic book." And I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "God, oh my God." And I got real nervous. I was like, so I started calling around, and the closest comic book store was 30 minutes away. And I called them up. "Hey, you guys got the new number 75, Walking Dead comic book?" "Yeah." I said, "Are there any zombies in it?" "Ma'am, it's about zombies." And I said, "Well, I mean, like real life looking zombies." I said, somebody told me that there's some in the back, and I needed, if you don't mind holding me a couple of copies of that, that'd be great. So I drove, and I'm just shaking. I'm like, oh my God.
Nervous.
And it's Galactic Quest in Beaufort, Georgia, and he has another store in his name's Kyle, another store in Lawrenceville. And so I get there, and I get these comic books. I slowly pull them out of the sleeve, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little happy dance in the store. And he apparently was very entertained by it, and he told the owner, Kyle. And I got this message from the owner of, Kyle from the Galactic Quest comic book store, and he says, "We're going to be doing some like a comic book day here at the store, and I would love to have you here. My employee says you're quite entertaining." So that was one of my first signings, other than Wizard World. But it kind of became a little habit for me. So when I would go in the grocery store or in the airport, even, I would always go to the magazine section, because it seemed like every other week I was on the cover of a magazine.
Oh wow!
Of a magazine, it just never. And I was like, oh my God. And then there's been people that mailed me magazines from other countries like Australia, and I've got DVDs from those places and stuff, and it still just doesn't seem real, And I have so much stuff, and I still haven't obtained the South America. I think it's the South American DVD that I'm on, and I haven't obtained the Russian one that I'm on. But I have one from Hong Kong, the Netherlands, Germany. I've tried to collect a lot of the stuff I'm on, such as the shower curtain. T-shirts, things like that I'm on. But it's still, I don't know. I even have a hard time believing how many years this went past, because it seems like it was just last year or 2 years ago that I was on the show, and I haven't been on since season 2. But my image is still being used, but not as much now, but it's still being used, and it's still a cool feeling, and like Entertainment Weekly, when the guy called my agent, and my agent called me and said, hey, Entertainment Weekly wants to do an interview with you. I was like, what? My God.
What?
that was really crazy. But that was really neat. It's not like every day you can say, hey, yeah, I'm on the cover of Entertainment Weekly and they interviewed me. Just weird.
Was that dance just as bigger as the comic book dance?
Yeah, it was, and that it was very big. Which I've got some favorite magazine covers out of the UK that I like, but the Entertainment Weekly one's really cool. It really is. So like that.
Yeah, I've seen it. It really is a great cover, and I'm glad that you got that moment and that you can cherish it.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. I never will. I mean, it's just, I actually have the Entertainment Weekly framed in my living room, along with the I got a topper. When I heard that I was on all the Best Buy, displays selling the DVDs and stuff, I was like, oh my God. So one of my friends, he had went in and he saw it, and he asked the guy to save it for me. And my daughter was living in Colorado at the time, and she saw the ones out. She took her boyfriend at the time to Best Buy and said, oh, this is my mom, Cool, but I have 2 of those toppers to the display, and one hanging in my living room, and so that's really cool. That's real neat. Which there's other zombies on there with me as well, because there was like 8 of us that were chosen to be promotional models for the show, and so they're all on there too. But I'm like front and center, which is really cool. I'm like, hey,
I'm carrying this around.
And you should have seen the guy in Best Buy when I said, excuse me, could you take a picture of me with me in front of, and he's like, what? And sorry, man, but we're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, okay. So I got this random stranger to like take a picture of me standing with the, I was like, thanks. But I'm like, that's me. I would love to have, I was just funny, but I was just like, what if I don't get this, So I stood in the store and took a picture with it. And one of them was, I was doing my so it was pretty funny.
Oh, wow. Did it kind of blow up when you posted on social media?
Yeah, it did. It really did. It really did. It was crazy. So neat stuff. It's really neat.
That's great. Did you immediately bond with anybody when you were on The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I mean there were several, of course, zombies that I've really, they're like family to me. A lot of them are, Bo Carpenter being one of them. Travis Carpenter being one of them. There's just Larry. He's my zombie husband. So I am. And as a matter of fact, people thought we were married. It's like, no, we're not married. He's too old, too old for me. I'm sorry. And I tell him that. But his little wife, she calls me his zombie wife. But Max Calder was he's a stunt guy on a lot of movies and stuff. And he played a main zombie on The Walking Dead. And Greg Nicotero, I think the world of all the makeup crew, Andy and all of them. And it's just, it's just really cool. I enjoyed all of them. Stephen Young. Oh my God, he is just such a great guy. And I told him, I said, I doubt you will remember me after seeing me in zombie makeup. But no, at Dragon Con and other places, he's always remembered me. He's always happy to see me. I've not talked to him in a few years, but I'd like to see him again because it's been so long. Chandler Riggs is really sweet. There's a lot of I think highly of everybody on the show. I really do. It's just like one big family. and even people that I might not have worked with in season 1 or season 2 that I've met at conventions or other places. It's just like, hey, how you doing? Glad I found you, and so they're just always very welcoming and just really neat people.
And I think that's what's great about that. Even when I met them at conventions, there's this sense of like very accepting and warm and like very open to meeting fans and new people and each other as castmates.
Yeah, it really is. And we also, I'm appreciative of the fans, and I know they are too. And it shows when you see them out and about, or even when you see videos online of them, the interaction. They are appreciative, and I know I am too. I'm very appreciative of each and every fan that comes to the shows, because without the fans, there wouldn't be the shows. And so it just means a lot for me to get to meet them one-on-one and to have the conversations with them about the show and other shows even. So it's neat when they'll say something. I'm like, oh, really? I love The Flash, or I love the new Superman TV show. It's cool to have something else in common with them other than The Walking Dead or Zombieland.
Right. So that way you get to bond with them on a different platform. Now, do they ever come dressed up as zombies and try to walk like a zombie in front of you?
They do. They really do. And there are some really, really good zombies out there. I've taught zombie workshops all over the world, even in Germany. And now in Germany, it was a little bit more challenging because a lot of it was English, so I had a translator. And the first thing I said was, okay, anybody here that doesn't know how to speak English, raise your hand. And they all started laughing. I'm laughing, That was funny. I've got a training booklet that I came up with and everything. I call it Zombie Academy. And so I hand those out. I make copies of those and I hand those out during the class. And so that way they have something to go by when I'm teaching. But I most enjoy teaching like the younger, like the middle schoolers and stuff. They're the cutest when they're trying to be a zombie, and they try so hard. And I'll teach them a Thriller dance or something like that. But I love it when people come dressed like a zombie, though, because I get to critique them in so many ways. But most of the time, they're really, really awesome. And I like to get my picture with them. That's a bonus. So that's really cool too.
Do you give them like more like they need more of a like more of a kind of?
Sometimes I'll give them some suggestions. They'll, especially if they ask. If they ask, hey, what else can I do, or what do you suggest? Sometimes I'll give makeup suggestions, or just mainly movement. And their snarl. Well, it is something that just. You got to think about certain things in order, like, what I did is I based a lot of things on like animal movements. During the promotional picture, modeling shoot that they did with us, they wanted us to be animated during the session. And I thought about the little reptar, like on Jurassic Park, the little reptars, they got the little arms and stuff.
Oh, like a Tyrannosaurus or like a raptor?
Yeah, like the raptors, they're like, running around and they got their, And so I thought about those, and then I also thought about when I was a break dancer in the 80s. Yes, I was a break dancer back in the 80s. But, so I'm just like, So that's how I did my my promo shots and stuff, and they turned out great. They really did. And I was like number 2 to go for my shots. And when I came out, everyone's like, okay, what did you do? And I'm like, I ain't telling nobody what I did.
No.
I did my thing. They do their own thing.
Exactly.
But while we were waiting, though, we were playing cards and stuff in full zombie attire. That was pretty funny.
Was it zombie poker? That would be funny.
It should have been, but we played spades and rummy and stuff like that. So I think we did go fit one time. That was interesting.
Well, it seems like that was a really good experience, and I like that the fans come up and ask you for approval. It's almost like you're the hierarchy of the in the zombie
Yeah.
world.
I mean, I guess at times, but I saw Romero one time and met him at a convention down in Florida, and I went up to him and I'm like, hey, I'm Sonya Thompson. I was,
Great.
I know Greg Nicotero, are good friends and everything. I said, I was one of his zombies from the show, and I did my zombie for him, and I said, I'm sure a lot of people have done that for you, and he goes, no, actually, you're the first one. Because I have so many people that do their zombie for me,
Right.
and here is George Romero, and he said that I was the first person that ever did the zombie for them, and like, seriously? I mean, you're like the king of zombies, and nobody's done that for you? I was like, holy cow, Batman.
He's the godfather of zombies.
Yes, total godfather.
Did were you always a zombie fan, like with the movies from earlier years, like Night of the Living Dead? And
I had to be honest, and I'm having a hard time hearing it again. It's doing the funky Darth Vader type, I don't know, vibration thing.
okay,
But it's some feedback, I think. But anyway, well, I was more into vampires.
okay,
Like The Lost Boys is my ultimately favorite all-time movie. Okay, and I've watched that movie probably 40 times. I mean, it's just such a good movie. And I did like Interview with a Vampire, but Lost Boys, all-time favorite movie, all time.
okay. Is that any better? I was fiddling with it.
That is
Okay, there was an echo thing that was selected on, so. Yep. So, out of all the memorabilia that you sign for fans, is there some that you enjoy to sign the most?
Yeah, I've had some cool stuff. We signed a baby bottle. Yeah,
Oh,
it was a onesie. The braids.
Yeah.
They turned it around and we're like, okay, let's do that. So we did that. The things that people bring to dolls. I had RV one time, like there's just some really cool stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. Oh, I'm sorry you cut out a little bit, but it sounds great.
An echo on my side.
Oh, you're getting an echo on your side? Okay.
Yeah. Hear myself fly.
Oh, okay. So you have your own surround sound. Yeah. Sometimes if you click on settings and if you click on the audio, you can see if there's an echo cancellation selected or not.
Yeah, I tried.
That help?
Just settings.
Any better?
Let's see.
Oh. Well, she was having a little bit of difficulties. We will see if she comes right back in. So we'll wait a few minutes and we'll see if Sonia Thompson comes back.
Sorry about that.
And she's back.
I apologize. I did the settings, but I did echo cancellation and it's still doing it.
No. Well, it may be the stream. Sometimes there are some bugs within the stream, so. You just have to plow on through it. But I think you froze on me.
Yeah, we'll just plow on through. There we go.
Yeah, we'll just plow on through. There we go.
So for those watching and also still watching, Sonia has an appearance date. It's on June 25th at the Main Street Comic-Con in Waynesboro, PA. So if you are available or free that day, stop on by and visit Sonia.
I'd absolutely love that.
So, yep, come with your memorabilia and come with your zombie impressions.
Yes, please do.
Because I've also done zombies. The one zombie that I did for a zombie walk was I did like a lifeguard zombie.
Oh my God, that's cool.
I did it with a buoy, and then I'm dragging somebody on the buoy. Like half
I love it.
So, and it's like I'm saving, but not really good at it.
Oh,
like I just throw him in the buoy. So
that's great.
That's one of my favorites. I like to say like he's like not so good at saving, but he's still got the Baywatch T-shirt with the shades and the sunscreen on.
Oh wow! You got any pictures? Be sure to send them to me.
I'll make sure to send them.
Yes,
but
please.
Yeah, I normally do, and I do that like in the zombie walk because everybody does like the normal, you know, like with the T-shirt and the jeans and everything. So I like to do it differently. I did that, and then I did Stone Cold Steve Austin as a zombie, and
good.
I had blood packs. So instead of the beers, I toasted the blood packs.
Okay.
That's
good.
So people got a kick out of that. They didn't know whether I was the SOB or the zombie. So
that's funny. I did a costume contest one time, and there was these Girl Scouts dressed like zombies. That was awesome. That was over in Nebraska. And then there was another time, there was a Smurf family that was the Smurf family of zombies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome for Girl Scouts. Like, they just have, like, the cookies, you know, and they're trying to sell you the shortbread, and there's, like, fingers or something on it, you know?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. I think the interesting one that I've seen is there's a guy who was a popcorn seller, and he had like a whole popcorn bin tray, and he had fingers instead of popcorns. He had like fingers in the popcorns.
Oh wow.
So
that's great.
And he would walk up and down the stands as if he was a vendor, so I thought that was hilarious.
That's really good.
Yeah, and I just think that that zombies will always stay with the zombie culture, and I think they'll always be popular. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the other films that you've done? Can you tell us about The Old Machine and acting in that movie?
Yeah, that was neat. It's called This Old Machine with Kevin Sorbo, Lance Hendrickson. I played a motel clerk named Flo. And so I had a couple really cool lines in it, you know, like every whisper is a scream in this town. And so that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed working on that. And so anyway, there's another film called Prosper that's re-released right now.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Cooper from Maze Runner plays my son in it.
Oh, wow.
Addie Miller from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
She had the teddy bear and the bunny slippers.
Oh, okay.
She played, she was my daughter in it. And so I'd only had a couple scenes in that, but it's a good movie.
Definitely. Can we check that on Amazon or any?
It's being re-released, so I'm not quite sure if it's on Amazon or Netflix or where it's at. There's another movie called Lawa, All Saints Eve, and I have a co-starring role in that. And my husband and I, well, not my real husband, but my movie husband and I, we're ex-military, and we go on this swamp tour, and it's based in New Orleans. And so it's a good movie.
Oh man, I'm thinking like swamps. I'm thinking like New Orleans, and just cruising around in the swamp, and I'm thinking of accent. As soon as you mentioned that,
it's really neat. It's a good movie. You can get that on Amazon.
Okay.
And there's another movie called The Lost Day. Mm-hmm. It's got Billy Baldwin, Danny Trejo,
right.
John James from the Dynasty, and Johnny Alonso for One Tree Hill, and Scott Ham from General Hospital. So, and I'm not going to name everybody, but
yeah.
I got a good scene in it. It's like I had like a 2 or 3 page monologue.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. So,
yep.
But yeah, we'll definitely have to check that out, and we will share that in the Dan-A-Plooza Facebook page. Is there anything else you'd like to say, plug, or promote before we end? Hey,
you're frozen.
You're frozen.
Oh, I'm frozen? Oh, you were frozen. Are you good?
Yes, KOA, Killer on Arrival, is a movie that I'm doing. And I think I play a mean granny type in that, so I think you'll like that. And there's a movie called Bottom Creek that's good, and I was in a Bigfoot movie and some other stuff too. So.
All right. Well, we will definitely check that out. I'd like to thank you for being a guest on my show. Everyone stay tuned for Dan-A-Plooza. My next guest will be Monique Dupree at 9, so have a good night.